If you guys haven't been paying attention to GameStop, you probably don't know, but they actually shot up again. And this started yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of people are very enthusiastic and very excited about what's happening, especially those people who have been holding all this time and expected GameStop to shoot up again. Now you can see that GameStop is up about 40% on the day, and at their peak they were actually up to 93% and up to $177. And of course they're seeing a lot of volatility today, because at their low they were only up about 15%, and at their high they were up to 93% on the 1-day chart. And on the 1-week chart, GameStop is up over 200%, and we haven't seen this for about a month, because it's already been about 1 month since the original GameStop movement happened. And it's actually interesting that Robinhood isn't restricting trading on GameStop this time around. Now there are other brokerages that are still restricting trading, but Robinhood is one of the biggest platforms and it's the most accessible for a lot of traders. And so I think with all the threats and the things regarding Robinhood restricting GameStop last time, they don't want to get caught up in that, and they're just going to let people freely trade GameStop. Or hopefully that's going to be the case and they're not going to restrict them at some point in the future again. But at least as of right now, there's really no restrictions, and you guys can trade GameStop on Robinhood as of right now. But this does lead me into my first point on why GameStop is actually up so much. So I'm going to go over one main reason, which I think is the driving factor behind why GameStop is moving up so much. And I'm also going to touch on a few smaller reasons that could be affecting their price as well. So if we actually back up about 1 month, on Friday, January 22nd was when the original article came out saying that GameStop had shot up about 40%. And this was in a single day's trading and for little to no reason at all. And then the following week was one to remember for sure. And there was a few days that spawned federal investigations, multiple book and movie deals, and also a congressional hearing. And a lot of this was just due to Wallstreetbets propping up the price of GameStop. So if you guys aren't aware, GameStop was actually one of the most shorted stocks ever, and it had 132% short interest. Now, if you guys don't know how shorting works, you basically borrow shares from a brokerage, whatever brokerage you're trading with, then you're betting on the price of the stock going down, and then you repay those shares at a smaller price and you profit the difference. So there was actually over 100%, and it was at about 132% interest. And so there was more people shorting the stock than there was available stock for people to purchase. Now, I think we all just kind of figured this was a YOLO rally and it was a one-time anomaly, but fast forward to February 24th, which was yesterday, and GameStop more than doubled again. And then they were actually up another 65% in after-hours trading to $151. And again, Wallstreetbets and the people who are behind Wallstreetbets are the ones controlling GameStop as of right now. And a big part of the reason why Redditors chose GameStop was because it was so shorted, and they figured if they could get the price moving upwards, it would just continue going up pretty much to infinity, because as these short sellers had to cover their positions, they had to buy more shares, which would therefore push the share price even higher. So it was just this continuous loop that was supposed to happen. Now we know a lot of brokerages stepped in and kind of halted this, and that really left a lot of people questioning how much power these brokerages really have and how much they really are controlling the market. So I think it's a good thing to finally see Robinhood not controlling GameStop and actually allowing people to buy the stock. But there are a lot of other brokerages who are still restricting purchasing GameStop, not only shares, but also options as well. But one of the main reasons why GameStop is being propped up so much as of right now is because it's towards the end of the month in February. And if you guys don't trade options, you probably don't know exactly how calls and puts work. But with options, there's an expiration date that things need to happen by. And oftentimes those expire on a monthly basis. And so with the end of the month being this Friday, and with a lot of options expiring this Friday, these people over at Reddit and in the Wallstreetbets community figured that they're going to prop up the price again, because there's probably still a lot of people shorting GameStop. And so there's been a lot of interest in calls towards GameStop and a lot of people purchasing calls. And so this has really created a lot of additional end of month trading volatility. And that's why we're seeing the price shoot up so drastically. And like I said, there's a lot of people who are buying these calls. For example, one user posted a screenshot of their portfolio showing over $5,300 worth of call options expiring on Friday. Now, on the other hand, there are also people buying calls with farther expiration dates. But in another forum, a member posted over $31,000 worth of GameStop options expiring on March 12th. And he was betting that GameStop would be at least $90 by then. And of course, right now we're seeing GameStop well exceed $90. And his comment on his post said, "Back for round 2, 30 $30,000 YOLO. So you can see a lot of people are still willing to risk a bunch of money figuring that GameStop is going to continue going up. But GameStop really is a dying business. And there's really not a big future for GameStop, and they really don't have much potential because everything is going online. And if you want to buy a game or a movie or whatever you want to buy, you just buy it online and you have it saved in the cloud. There's really no major use for a brick and mortar store anymore, at least relating to games and movies. So taking that into consideration, I think it's pretty obvious, if you guys couldn't tell already, that GameStop really isn't following any kind of technical or analytical fundamentals. All they're being affected by is a large group of individuals who want to prop up the price while making a lot of money at the same time. And there's also been a very large reduction in short sellers because, like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's a 132% interest for short sellers, and that's actually been brought down to 46% as of February 16th. But this leaves a lot of people questioning if this is going to be a monthly thing, because at the end of every month, options expire, and a lot of options expire weekly, but there are a lot of stocks where they expire on a monthly basis. And so this could become a monthly thing if people want to prop up the price, especially when a big community like Wallstreetbets comes together and they all put their heads together. But that's not the only news regarding GameStop either. It's not just this options activity that we're seeing, because esports entertainment stock actually soared too after Andrew left from Citron Research said that GameStop should buy the online gambling company. And Citron said that GameStop needs to change the narrative to justify the stock price. And this is after we saw shares of esports entertainment group soar on Thursday towards a more than 3-year high. And Citron's calls actually marked a change in their tactic because Andrew Left was a widely known short seller and he was previously very bearish on GameStop. Now in January, he said he was going to stop publishing short selling research, and this was after his social media accounts were hacked, and apparently some of his family was threatened by angry GameStop investors. Now it's hard to prove whether this is actually the truth or not. I think it likely has a lot to do with him just losing a lot of money on GameStop because he was forced to cover his positions. But that's really besides the point anyway. People are just very bullish on this news because Andrew Left, being such a widely known short seller, he's telling GameStop to make new business moves, and this is why we're seeing both GameStop and Esports Entertainment Group soar. And Citron Research also placed a $50 price target on Esports Entertainment stock, and this is actually 124.1% above their current levels. And you could argue, because they're not putting out short research anymore, that they're just propping up the price to make money on the uptrend. But again, I don't want to make claims that that's what they're doing, but with such a big influence, I really wouldn't put it past Citron and past Andrew Left, because he has such an influence on different stock prices. And typically when he said a price is going to go down, we see that stock pull back. So when they're saying that these prices are going to skyrocket, it's really not hard to piece together that they're probably propping up the price to make a bunch of money themselves. But there's actually one last thing I wanted to mention that's possibly propping up the price of GameStop, and this actually has to do with Chewy's founder Ryan Cohen, and he's actually the GameStop board member whose interest in the company helped facilitate their skyrocketing price. And just yesterday, he tweeted a photo of a McDonald's ice cream cone with a frog emoji as the caption. Now this really doesn't mean anything, but people who are buying GameStop are really buying on any kind of news, and they'll take anything as positive news and a positive catalyst that could push up the price of GameStop. And whether this really has a big effect on their share price, it's hard to say, but at this point I'm sure anybody's willing to believe anything that comes out that could even remotely represent any kind of positive news. And there's another tweet here reacting to the tweet from Chewy's founder, and it says that they were wondering why GameStop was up 75%, and then they realized that their key holder tweeted a picture of an ice cream cone. Now of course this really doesn't make any sense at all, but that's kind of the gist of the joke, just saying that these people who are in Wallstreetbets and people who are buying GameStop, they'll buy on any sort of news from any public figure that holds any kind of value towards a company like GameStop. Now, I don't want to really tell you guys whether you should be buying GameStop as of right now, because I'm really going to leave that up to you. If you want to risk your money and potentially lose it all, that's really your choice, because I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm pretty sure any financial advisor would steer you away from GameStop. Now, like I said before when I covered GameStop, there is a lot of potential, especially if you were holding shares or calls earlier in the week. Your shares would have nearly tripled by now. And if you were holding calls, depending on how much you invested, you could have potentially become a millionaire overnight. But the opposite is true as well. You could lose all your investment if you bought in right now and then GameStop decides to pull all the way back down to $50 on Monday. So it pretty much is just gambling at this point. But if you guys are fine with that, I'm not going to stop you from investing in GameStop, but make sure you do so at your own risk. But I do want to know if you guys are actually invested in GameStop and if you guys are willing to YOLO your money. So let me know down in the comments if you guys currently hold any shares or options of GameStop. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you guys sign up using the link in the description. And when you sign up and deposit $100, you'll get 2 free stocks. So at least in my opinion, signing up for Webull is way better than GameStop because you're actually guaranteed money and you're guaranteed 2 free stocks when you sign up and deposit money. So if you guys aren't sure about investing in GameStop, but you want some guaranteed money, make sure you guys sign up for Webull using the link in the description. Also, if you guys want to join the Discord, I'll leave a link down in the description and the top pinned comment down in the comment section. So feel free to join the Discord if you guys want to learn more or if you just want to talk more about investing with like-minded people. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.